Observe any public space, and the posture is the same. We have become physically tethered to glowing screens, existing in a state of constant, unbroken interaction with the glass in our hands. Every day, the average user makes over 2,000 individual swipes and taps. These are micro-decisions, constant draws on our attention that force us to navigate the technology rather than simply using it. The modern smartphone experience is a cycle of manual navigation, requiring us to manage the device's demands instead of our own. We spent our mental energy laboring over the interface rather than completing the task. Because these devices claim our mornings, consume our work breaks, and hijack our final waking thoughts, there is no more room for the industry to capture. This hyperactive model has reached the physical ceiling of human attention. In 2007, the iPhone redefined human-computer interaction. But the device that built the modern world is now facing a definitive deadline for its retirement. Nokia CEO Pekka Lundmark predicts that by 2030, the smartphone will lose its status as the world's primary interface, replaced by technology that integrates directly into our lives. This isn't just an upgrade cycle. It is a systematic dismantling of the most successful piece of consumer technology in history. The transition works by breaking the three pillars that keep the smartphone relevant: the physical screen, the siloed app ecosystem, and the localized network. For computing to evolve, the physical device in your pocket must fade into the background. The first vector of change is the hardware. Tech companies are moving the interface off our hands and onto our bodies. We are seeing early transitional devices like the Humane AI pin and smart glasses that project data onto the world around us. This allows access to information without the friction of pulling a rectangle out of a pocket. The ultimate endpoint is a non-invasive brain-computer interface. These systems seek to bypass physical interaction entirely, connecting human thought directly to digital systems. Elon Musk's Neuralink ambitions focus on this exact goal, translating thought into digital action to eliminate the latency of human thumbs. The ideal interface is one that is invisible, removing the final physical barrier between our intentions and their execution. On the software layer, the paradigm is shifting from doing to delegating. Right now, booking a flight or a dinner requires navigating through fragmented, siloed apps. Large action models, or LAMs, solve this by understanding the logic of these platforms so they can use them on your behalf. The Rabbit R1's operating system is a primary example. It doesn't ask you to open apps. It literally sees the interface and executes tasks across different platforms based on a single spoken command. This is the rise of ambient AI, a system that invisibly manages your schedule, bookings, and communications in the background. It turns software from a toolbox you have to master into an agent that represents you. Digital life evolves into a series of fulfilled intentions rather than a series of manual clicks. Current internet grids cannot support this future. We cannot have millions of autonomous agents negotiating in real time on our current cellular networks. This is why 6G is the critical enabling grid. It provides the foundation necessary for screenless wearables to function without lag. To make smart environments and real-time AI processing work, we need the massive speeds and near-zero latency of 6G. It turns the city itself into a pervasive data web. Computing power is migrating from the localized device in your pocket to the physical environment surrounding you. When the world itself becomes the computer, carrying a personal computing rectangle becomes unnecessary. But this transition comes with a steep trade-off. Reclaiming our time from screens requires us to accept a state of total surveillance. For an ambient AI to anticipate your needs, it must monitor your life continuously. This privacy paradox is the price of a world without friction. There is also the risk of skill atrophy. As we offload our daily micro-decisions and administrative tasks to agents, we lose the mental habit of managing our own logistics. Human agency is at stake when assistants begin independently curating our social interactions and priorities. We might find ourselves following the lead of our own digital shadows. Reclaiming our physical time from screens could mean surrendering our mental autonomy to invisible algorithms. For 30 years, we have had to learn the restrictive language of machines: clicks, swipes, and code. We are entering an era where machines have finally learned to interpret natural human intent. The burden of understanding has shifted from the user to the system. The final state of this evolution is a digital layer natively integrated into our physical reality, leaving our hands entirely unburdened. Knowing that the screen, the app, and the network are already being replaced, by 2030, will you still carry a smartphone?